Please turn your attention to the video screens.
Good morning. Welcome to the Fall 2023 Undergraduate Commencement Exercises at Augusta University. The ceremony begins with the ringing of the Arsenal Bell, today by Miss Dora Halls. Miss Halls is the Office Specialist in the Department of Oral Biology, Diagnostic Sciences in the Dental College of Georgia. This October, Miss Dawes celebrates 42 years of service at Augusta University, making her the longest-serving staff member. We invite you to stand for the processional.
Well, good morning. It is my pleasure to convene the Augusta University Fall 2023 Commencement Ceremony and to extend my sincerest welcome to family and friends, both here and those watching online, and of course, most importantly, to our graduates, for this is your event. This is a day filled with happiness and pride, and in some cases, relief, and we are all honored to celebrate it with you. I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the critical role of the dean and faculty of each college that they play in the success of our students. Their contributions truly make a significant difference. In addition, I'm privileged to share the platform today with members of the university's leadership and the elected faculty officer of the University Senate, who together play an essential role in the shared governance of our institution. And now it is my privilege and special pleasure to introduce the individual who is first and foremost amongst that leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished alumnus of both of our legacy institutions and the inaugural president of Augusta University, Dr. Brooks Keel.
Good morning, Jaguar Nation. And welcome to Augusta University's commencement ceremonies today. Larianna Goss, graduating today from the Pamplin College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, will now lead us in the singing of the national anthem. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors, the national anthem, and the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What a glorious day we have before us as we witness all who have worked hard and made sacrifices to reach this incredible moment and day of celebration. I ask that you receive this invocation according to your faith and your tradition. O gracious one, giver of life, we pause to acknowledge the significance of this moment, the culmination of years of dedication, perseverance, and growth. With hearts filled with gratitude and minds open to the possibilities that lie ahead, we come together to celebrate the commencement of the 2023 graduates of Augusta University. In this diverse assembly, we recognize the Marriott experiences that have shaped each graduate. The late night of study, the friendships forged, the challenges faced, and the triumphs achieved. Today is not only a testament to the academic achievement, but also a celebration of the resilience and spirit that defines each individual in this esteemed graduating class. Let us take a moment to express our deepest appreciation for the faculty, mentors, and support networks that have guided and nurtured these graduates. Their wisdom and encouragement have been beacons of light on this transformative journey. As we stand on the threshold of tomorrow, let us embrace the unknown with courage and enthusiasm. May the knowledge gained within these academic walls empower our graduates to make meaningful contributions to our world. May we carry forth the values of curiosity, compassion, and integrity instilled in them during their time here. Let this commencement be a symbol of new beginnings and endless possibilities. And as these graduates step into the next chapter of their lives, may they find success in their pursuits and fulfillment in their chosen paths. In this moment of reflection and anticipation, let us join our hearts and mind in unity, celebrating not only the achievements of today, but also the promise of tomorrow. And may the spirit of learning, discovery, and community continue to strive in the hearts of these graduates. With gratitude for the past, excitement for the future, and shared commitment to lifelong learning, we invoke blessings upon this commencement ceremony. And may it be a source of inspiration and motivation for all who are present here today. Hear our prayer. Amen.
Please be seated. Honored graduates, families, friends, and other distinguished guests, it's my privilege and pleasure on behalf of the faculty to welcome you to the graduation exercise of Augusta University. At this time, we express our appreciation to Larianna Goss, the ROTC Color Guard, and the Brass Quintet for the important contributions they make to our graduation exercises. Additionally, we'd like to thank Chaplain Henry Holt from ASU's Spiritual Care Team for providing the invocation this morning. Would you join me in thanking them, please? Our Student Government Association conducted a selection process among the graduating students to identify a student speaker for today's ceremony. Justin Goddard, a degree candidate from the Hull College of Business today, was selected by his peers to bring greetings on behalf of the graduating class.
You guys ready? No, not you guys. That was actually for the cameraman in the back. Sorry. As we stand here today, on the verge of a new chapter and ready to farewell to this four-year story, let us reflect on this extraordinary journey that has united us here at Augusta University. Together, we've turned doubts into determination, challenges into triumphs, setbacks into success. Class of 2023, this is our success story. My journey at Augusta University began with a second chance. Accepted through the Jaguar Jumpstart program, I hesitated in enrolling in Augusta University, but I chose to embrace this opportunity as a chance to reinvent myself. This choice was a pivotal choice that would go on to set the tone for the rest of my college experience. So now, as we stand here today on the brink of our next chapter, let me share with you 3 messages that can encapsulate the heart of what I've learned along that way. Number 1, your starting point is not your final destination. Some of us here have changed career goals, changed majors, or even transferred from other universities. And these unforeseen changes remind us that where we begin is not where we are destined to stay. And as we gather here today, we also recognize that these different beginnings have all brought us to a similar destination, all leading to this final moment. In the midst of my journey, I stumbled upon the idea of creating a YouTube channel as a way to capture the memories that I've had in college and later to come. I started creating videos on my life here at Augusta University, and over time, they kind of took off. With current and future students inspired by my college lifestyle, I started to feel like I could make something of myself here. And so I did. Essentially, Augusta University became my canvas. Through the support of faculty like Dr. Huggins, Dr. Dukes, Miss Young, and many friends across many organizations, I found strength in unity. Which brings me to number 2, seek community. Society loves to celebrate individualism, but my challenge to you is that you will intentionally seek community wherever it is that you go. And while it's easy to get caught up in self-reliance, true strength is found in embracing community. Success took on a new meaning for me once I realized that my true purpose in life was to positively impact and influence others. Whether that was through online videos or in-person leadership, my focus shifted from my own personal accomplishments to making sure I could leave Augusta University better than I found it. Every time I felt that I had nothing left to give or couldn't continue, I knew that I could rely on this community to uplift me and to support me, reinforcing the idea that purpose does not solely come from individual triumphs, but that purpose also comes from the strength that we find in uplifting one another, creating a legacy that extends far beyond ourselves. And finally, number 3, embrace the process. Embracing the process requires resilience, as it demands that you face your difficulties head on while recognizing them as simply an opportunity for growth. Embrace the process, because most people will overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 4. But if you patiently embrace the process, you can become someone that you and other people can be proud of. Embrace the process, I say. You may ask, what process? Life. Embrace the process of life and do it with everything that you have. Augusta University, I gave you everything I had. We gave you everything we had. So thank you. Thank you for what you've given us. And to the class of 2023, may your next journey be as extraordinary as the one that you closed today. For your destiny is like no other. Thank you so much. I love you all. Congratulations.
Justin, thank you very much for that. And it truly is you and all of these students here are the ones that we owe thanks to. Thank you for choosing this university to receive your education. And thank you for being part of Jaguar Nation. I'm going to introduce our commencement speaker. You've got a hard act to follow here, Miss. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our keynote speaker this morning, Mr. Rodney Bullard. Rodney Bullard is the Chief Executive Officer of the same house, a public benefit corporation based in Atlanta, Georgia. The same house is a community-driven movement addressing the social and economic challenges facing our world today. Bullard received his Juris Doctorate in Law from Duke University School of Law in 2001 and his MBA from the University of Georgia in 2012. A proud veteran, he served in the United States Air Force Judge Advocate General Corps, eventually working at the Pentagon as a congressional legislative liaison and the Office of the Secretary of the Air Force. Bullard is a best-selling author of Heroes Wanted, Why the World Needs You to Live Your Heart Out. Bullard was named to the Atlanta's magazine 500 Most Influential Atlanteans list for 5 years consecutively from 2019 to 2023. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker this morning, Mr. Rodney Bullard.
Good morning. Now, folks, I tell people that I'm the smallest male in my family. My father played for the Denver Broncos, and he also was a Baptist minister, which meant that he believed in the laying of hands both physically and spiritually. And he also believed in this thing called call and response. And so he would call, and I would respond as quickly as possible because I wasn't sure whether it was going to be the physical or the spiritual response. And so we're going to try good morning one more time. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here with you all today. Dr. Keels, thank you for your amazing leadership. It is a leadership that is foundational, and it is leadership that is found in each and every one of these children's faces, and so I appreciate that. Thank you to the faculty of Augusta University. Thank you all, most importantly, to the class of 2023. And to all of the families who are gathered here today. This is an important day. This is a celebration. And so I'm honored to be a part of your celebration today. Justin, wherever you are, my friend, you gave a great speech, and I appreciate your words, my friend. I will take them with you and with me, and your story is exemplary. Every time I come to graduation, I think of my own story. It's hard not to. I hearken back to when I was 6 years old, and my father put me on the phone with a gentleman by the name of Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays. Now, you may not know who Dr. Mays was, but you know Dr. King. You know Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr., who graduated from Morehouse College. Well, Dr. Mays was the president, the legendary president of Morehouse College. Dr. Mays was the mentor to Dr. King. So in essence, there would be no Dr. King if there had not been a Dr. Mays. And my father, who also went to Morehouse College, just loved Dr. Mays. And so when I was 6 years old, he puts me on the phone with Dr. Mays. Now, at that time, we didn't have wireless phones. We had to pull the cord. And so he pulls this phone into me, and I get on the phone. And quite frankly, I didn't want to talk to Dr. Mays. I wanted to play with my G.I. Joes. Ask your parents, for those who are young, and I see some older folks in the area, you all will know what G.I. Joes are. But I wanted to play with my G.I. Joes. I didn't want to talk to Dr. Mays. But I get on the phone with Dr. Mays, and I remember the conversation as if it were yesterday. Now, I don't remember all of the conversation, but what I do remember is he told me this. He said, Rodney, I want you to get a great education. I want you to go out and be successful in this world. But what I want you to understand is that education, it is not for you. And your success, it is not about you. You are to get an education so you can give back. You are to get an education so you can be a leader. And that stuck with me. In fact, it stuck with me so much I've been trying to live up to it, but frankly, I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't understand what that meant at 6 years old, and I didn't understand what that meant even after I graduated from college myself. And I was still searching to understand, what does this mean to give back? And even more so, how can I be a leader? This is a problem that is pressing for us as much as it ever has been. Because as you know, this is a wonderful occasion. But what's waiting outside those doors, on a global level are wars and rumors of wars. On a local level, there still are issues on the other side of the tracks. There still are issues in our economy. There still are issues that we need leadership to fix. And quite frankly, I didn't start to understand this notion of leadership until I got an opportunity to be a part of a program called the White House Fellowship. Colin Powell was a White House Fellow, Sanjay Gupta, the list goes on. And I was blessed to be accepted into this program. It is a leadership program where you get a chance to go work at the White House. At the time, my wife and I were living in California, and we moved to Washington, D.C. And we get to Washington, D.C., and I turn on the television, and I noticed that Rosa Parks had passed away. And Rosa Parks was going to lie in state in the rotunda of the Capitol, which is an honor that we reserve only for our greatest American heroes. In fact, Rosa Parks was only the second African American to lay in state in the rotunda of the Capitol. Dr. King was the first. And she was the very first female to lay in state in the rotunda of the Capitol. And so I wanted to somehow pay my respects to Rosa Parks. I was new to DC, and so I told my wife, I said, we should go out and we should see Rosa Parks. And so we went out with a few thousand of our closest friends, and we marched to see Rosa Parks. And as I was walking to see Rosa Parks, this gentleman asked me, he said, did you know Rosa Parks? And I looked at him like, I'm not that old. And he said, no, do you know about Rosa Parks? And I said, well, why don't you tell me? And he says, well, on December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was a seamstress in Montgomery, Alabama. Originally from Selma, Alabama, she had come to Montgomery to be a seamstress at a department store. She didn't have the benefit of a college education. That was not something that an African-American woman in 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama was offered the opportunity. She, in fact, was bright, she was capable, and she could do anything. But that wasn't her lot in life. But on this day, December 1st, 1955, she was getting off of work. She was getting onto a bus that she had gotten onto several times, and she saw a bus driver, James F. Blake, that she recognized from prior trips. She also knew as she looked out at the weather that it was starting to drizzle and it was starting to look bad outside. So she knew more people were going to ride the bus on this day than they typically do. So she gets onto the bus and she goes from the back of the bus to the front of the bus, because that's the way in which African Americans, in fact, got on the bus. And she comes up to the front of the bus to the fifth row, the first row where there was a placard that said colored. It was the first row that she was allowed to sit on, and she sits there on the right-hand side. She nestles in next to the window. And at some point, others begin to get on the bus. And she recognizes that there are whites who are standing, and she's sitting. And she expects James F. Blake to put his foot to the pedal, put his foot to the brake rather, and stop the bus. At some point, he does just that. He gets up and he said, y'all got to go. It was understood, and everybody else but Rosa Parks got up and went to the back of the bus. Rosa Parks then looks at him, and they have this understanding that she's not going to get up. And he says, well, I'm going to call the police if you don't get up. And essentially, Rosa Parks says, do what you got to do. The police were called, she was arrested, and the rest is history. A boycott ensued that crippled the Montgomery bus system. It went from December 1st, 1955 to December 20th, 1956. And blacks said, we are not going to ride that bus. We will band together, we will carpool, we will organize, but we won't ride that bus. A young man by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King, who was new in town, was pulled into the movement because they held the meetings at his church without his knowledge. He was pulled into the movement, and what we see today, this tapestry, this beautiful tapestry, this diversity, came in part because Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. I thought back to what Dr. Mays has said, that I want you to be a leader. And I thought about Rosa Parks. As I lay there and saw, as she lay there and I saw Rosa Parks lay in state in the rotunda, I realized Rosa Parks was barely 5 feet tall. She was a woman in 1955 without a college education, without standing, but she changed the trajectory of our country. She did that because she was courageous. Courage does not mean that you don't have fear, but it does require you to face hard things. And so you all are going to be required to face hard things. She did that because she didn't allow the moment to overwhelm her. She also did it because she had a conviction that even in the moment maybe she didn't realize. People asked her as she got older, why did you remain there? And she said, you know, people think that I was tired. She said, I wasn't tired. She said, I was only in my 40s. The pictures sometimes make me look so old. She said, I was tired of giving in to something that I knew was wrong. And she said, I had power in my conviction, and I gave voice to my power. And then finally, she did it because she had compassion. Compassion not only for herself, but for others. I commend you that you have so much more than Rosa Parks ever had. You're graduating today with a college degree. You have had opportunity. You stand tall. You are bigger and stronger, and you have more power than you can ever imagine. I commend you to use that power. So often we say, someone else should do that. Let me wait on that politician. Let me wait on that billionaire. You know, I wish somebody would do this. I'll leave you with this story. When I was in first grade, my parents, my father, a Baptist minister, my mother, an educator, they scraped to send me to a prestigious private school in Atlanta, Georgia. I didn't know that they were scraping to send me to this school, but I knew that I hated every minute of it. And at some point, one of the instructors called my mother and said, Mrs. Bullard, Rodney's a fine young man, but he's not reading on grade level. And we would like to place him in a developmentally slower class. My mother, an educator herself, thought about all the ramifications of that. And she said, no, we're not going to do that. So she moved me to another school, less prestigious, Rainbow Christian Church School in Decatur, Georgia, Columbia Drive. And I got there in December. And I remember meeting this little lady. Her name was Mrs. Janie Adams. And I cried and I fell out on the floor. I fell out on the floor because I was taller than Mrs. Adams, and she was the very first gnome I'd ever met. But I was also afraid that Mrs. Adams was going to realize that I was not reading on grade level. And so I went into the classroom and I just sat there, quiet as I could be, hoping that I would never be observed, never be spoken to, and never be discovered. At the end of the school year, Mrs. Adams, too, called my mother. And she said, Mrs. Bullard, Rodney's a fine young man, but he's not reading on grade level. But I would like to take him, and I would like to tutor him for the summer. And I would like to teach him to read phonetically. I only lived a few exits away from Mrs. Adams. But Mrs. Adams didn't look like me. Mrs. Adams was in a community called Avondale Estates. And I went to Mrs. Adams' home, and I was upset because I wasn't a part of this agreement. I was giving up my summer. But now I understand Mrs. Adams was giving up her summer too. And at the end of the 3 months of the summer, I was reading 3 grade levels ahead of my peers. I tell you, and you can clap if you want to, that's wonderful. I appreciate that. But you're not clapping for me, you're clapping for Mrs. Adams. Because at the end of the day, Mrs. Adams saw me in her classroom. I was literally within Mrs. Adams' 3 feet. And Mrs. Adams, only a teacher, only a little gnome in Decatur, Georgia. But Mrs. Adams was powerful. Mrs. Adams had the ability to change my trajectory. Mrs. Adams was courageous. Mrs. Adams used the power of her conviction. And Mrs. Adams showed compassion. Mrs. Adams was a hero to me. And I commend you that each and every one of you all is a Mrs. Adams. I don't know who you're going to teach to read. I don't know what problem you're going to solve. I don't know what business you're going to start, but I know that you're courageous. I know that you have the power of your conviction, and I know that you're compassionate. And I know you're going to take all of that, and you're going to go into these headwinds, and you're going to change the world. So I commend you to graduate today, yes, but understand that this is just the start of the race. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bullard, for your incredible story and remarks, and thank you and amen. Appreciate that very much. It's my pleasure now to recognize Dr. Neil MacKinnon, who's going to have to follow that now. Recognize Dr. Neil MacKinnon, Augusta University's Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost.
All right, thank you, President Keel, and I will not attempt to follow that whatsoever. Well, before we begin the presentation of the candidates, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the hard work of our students graduating with honors today. Augusta University awards undergraduate degrees with honors to students who have met specific standards of academic excellence in the classroom as measured by a grade point average of 3.5 or higher. Students graduating with honors today have a special cord in AU blue and gray to signify the special academic achievement. Would all students graduating with honors today please stand to be recognized? Everyone join me in congratulating these students in their academic achievements. Thank you. You may be seated. Well, and now it's the time that you've been waiting for, the presentation of the candidates for graduation. To ensure that all graduates are able to hear their names and all guests are able to see their graduates, please remain seated during the presentation of the candidates, unless, of course, you're called to the stage as candidate. As a display of respect for all graduates and as a courtesy to others, we request that all members of the audience remain through the entire ceremony. President Keel will confer degrees after all candidates for graduation have been presented. At the same time, today is not a funeral, so if you're a family, friend, someone supporting a graduate today, feel free to cheer, be loud, and let's make sure this really is a true celebration. So let's get this started. Will the degree candidates for the College of Allied Health Sciences please stand and come forward? The College of Allied Health Sciences, led by Dean Lester Pretlow, was established in 1968 for the purpose of educating allied health professionals for the state of Georgia. Today, we graduate therapists, technicians, administrators, managers, and assistants in a wide variety of disciplines to help address the growing workforce needs of complex healthcare systems. And now, Dean Pretlow will present the degree candidates from the College of Allied Health Sciences.
Thank you, Provost MacKinnon. I have the honor of presenting for the appropriate degrees those persons who have been recommended by the faculty of the College of Allied Health Sciences for graduation. The College of Allied Health Sciences, training everyday heroes.
As you can tell, we're trying to build some suspense here. We're experiencing a few technical difficulties with marching order, our commencement operations platform, so definitely appreciate your patience as we work this out. I'll just add something else as they're continuing to work out there. This is called being a filler. The part of the training of the everyday heroes that Dean Pretlow mentioned includes providing new programs for future healthcare heroes to pursue. So I did want to let you know that the College of Allied Health Sciences will be accepting applications beginning this fall 2024 for the new Masters of Health Sciences in Speech and Language Pathology beginning in fall 2025. So we look forward to growing and expanding our program offerings together. We're good to go? We did it. All right. So it looks like, at least for the time being, we're going to go old school, if that's okay. And Dr. Passmore, you're the guy, are you? Now, he does have a lovely voice, so it's okay. So with that, I guess we'll get started.
Brianna Alvarez. Maria Bordeaux Chisholm. Xavier Dante Brewer. Lauren Taylor Browning. Shan D. Camacho. DeAndrea A. Carpenter. Taylor Victoria Carroll. Johnny Chen. Abraham Dainke. Kirsten Pays Desjardins. Dejin Kaba Diakit. Jawat, and not the last part. Victoria Elena Dejawat. Dana Renee Dorr. Sonia Dutta. Drew Haley Esposito. Jasmine N. Fields. Ria Gandhi. Jezarela Hilday Garcia. Ariana Nicole Harmon. Ona Maria James. Adrian Nicole McBride. Susan Akbari Poyan. Kimberly Thomas. Jason Battalion. Kara Valine Deal. Emily Ann Murdoch. Jessica Jima Offrey. Thank you. Alexis Rose Ofer.
All right, well, let's keep moving with the program. Will the degree candidates for the College of Education and Human Development please come forward? The College of Education and Human Development, led by Dean Judi Wilson, prepares students at undergraduate and graduate levels for careers in education and kinesiology. Students complete coursework that is based upon relevant research and best practices and incorporates field and clinical experience. Committed to excellence, the College of Education and Human Development prepares teachers, counselors, administrators, and kinesiologists to serve diverse populations in a wide variety of educational and health settings. The college is especially proud to have grown enrollment by 877 students in the past 6 years. And now, Dean Wilson will present the degree candidates from the College of Education and Human Development.
Thank you, Provost MacKinnon. I have the honor of presenting for the appropriate degrees those persons who have been recommended by the dedicated faculty of the College of Education and Human Development for graduation. Our candidates represent our institutional values and are difference makers.
Kendra Starr Alsup. Dariante Butler. Mary Tao Chapman. Olivia Dandapani. Alyssa Lauren Holly. Martasia Elaine Johnson. Casey Marie Killow. Brayla Raquette Lacey. Catherine Farrell Neville. Megan Elizabeth Ray. Maria Rodriguez Sobrado. Angelia Ryan. Shayna Welch. Anjola Olua P. Ajayi. Tamaya Alford. Alina Faye Bacall. Bailey M. Barnett. Leah A. Bell. Bryson Isaiah Burke. Amaya Brandy Dowdy. Carlos Figueroa. Priya L. Giddens. Shadiamond Marie Hamilton. Jonica Benet Hill. Alexandra Wynn Ho. Shannon Alexandria Hobbs. Hector Luis Huerta. Emily Cecilia Jackson. Presley Blair Gerald. Summer Nicole Mance. Jared James Martin. Lisa Rajesh Patel. Morgan Elizabeth Poole. Amanda Bailey Price. Courtney Rains. Benjamin Michael Rogers. Hannah Mi Young Rogers. Kimberly Rowland. Mohammed Fasih Sheikh. Brandy Amira Shaw. Janae D. Smith. Isabella Stefania Steck. Caitlin Nicole Tobat. Leah Walker. Zachary Walters. Aaron Walton.
All right, well, I know we've got a lot of happy people in the room judging by those cheers, but one of the happiest actually is Dr. Hannah Bennett, who was the backup reader in case the system wasn't working. So, Hannah, I'm sure you're glad to be back in your seat there. Well, will the degree candidates for the College of Science and Mathematics please stand and come forward? The College of Science and Mathematics, led by Dean John Sutherland, provides student-centered education in the natural sciences and mathematics to both undergraduate and graduate students, expands scientific knowledge through research, and strives to increase scientific literacy for all citizens. The college is committed to performing scientific inquiry and discovery and to creating opportunities for intellectual growth and community involvement. And now, Dean Sutherland will present the degree candidates from the College of Science and Mathematics.
Thank you, Provost MacKinnon. I have the honor of presenting for the appropriate degrees those persons who have been recommended by the faculty of the College of Science and Mathematics for graduation. The first degree awarded from the College of Science and Mathematics will be presented posthumously to the family of Mr. William Guy III.
William B. Guy III. Noah Allen. Fabiha Marij Anwar. Emily M. Bunch. Leah M. Campos. Yara A. Chakra. Sarah Connor. Joseph DeSantis, Jr. Felicia M. Dufour. June Mariette Ekuchuku. Dunya Amal Ghaffar. Matthew Gillen. Noah Braden Gray. Cheyenne Nicole Head. Ashley Ann Koch. Tucker Daniel Koenig. Jasha Jacqueline Lindsay. Mary Pauline Lopez. Kaylina Elby Momperus. Jasmine Neal. Haley Netherton. Jenny Wynn. Macy Payton. Alexis May Santos. Wakana Melody Sato. Hander Swazo Tovar. Clarissa Thompson.
All right, well, at this time, will the degree candidates from the Hall College of Business please stand and come forward? The Hall College of Business, led by Dean Mark Thompson, was established in 1963 for the purpose of providing a high-quality, personalized education to prepare our students for career success. The college strives to graduate individuals ready to excel in their fields of study and to become leaders in the business world. And now, Dean Thompson will present the degree candidates from the Hall College of Business.
Thank you, Provost MacKinnon. I have the honor of presenting for the appropriate degrees those persons who have been recommended by the faculty of the Hall College of Business for graduation.
Timothy Michael Arnett. Paul Ethan Balducci. Justice Blunt. Morgan Brooks. Alexander Jared Brown. Roberto Carlos Carrasquillo Santos. Kristen Nicole Crows. Donald Edward Dalen III. Nicholas R. David. Kaylin Elizabeth Dutton. Priska Ekpahoma. Hannah Faith Ertz. Sydney Nicole Farmer. Zachary Feeney. Emma Grace Rose Gadd. Natia T. Gillis. Justin Roger Goddard. Rebecca Ann Goolsby. Vin Huang. Brianna Alexandra Isaguirre. Orondia Marie Jackson. Lyle Kelly III. Philip Harris Land. Kyle Bennett LaRoche. Derek Jim May II. Alyssa Marie Monroe. Michaela Janae Nelson. Kenzie Grace Noland. Ashley Marie Overton Reynolds. Shadynasty Lachey Palmer. Laurel Brooke Pate. Joseph H. Pittman. Rebecca Ranieri. Emily Bridget Rayners. Xavier A. Santiago Serrano. Benjamin Sayers. Timmy L. Sellers, Jr. Jasmine Alexis Smith. Joseph Richard Steele. Emo Gregory Sunday. Ryan Edward Tharp. Christopher Troxel. Marika Elisha May Tubman. Matthew Telleron Villagorda. John Richard West III. Paul S. Whitman. Mary Page Lenora White.
At this time, will the degree candidates from the Pamplin College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences please rise and come forward? Dean Davies, I think this is going to be a fun group, I can tell already.
Yeah.
The Catherine Reese Pamplin College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, led by Dean Kim Davies, forms the heart of liberal arts at Augusta University. Offering over 40 unique degree programs, Pamplin is a college of diverse students, educators, researchers, and creators committed to innovation, dissemination of knowledge, and community enrichment. Pamplin faculty foster critical thinking about complex questions of the human experience, cultivate skills in written, verbal, and creative expression, promote active citizenship and community engagement, and prepare graduates for diverse careers in our quickly changing globalized environments. And now, Dean Davies will present the degree candidates from the Pamplin College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
Thank you, Provost MacKinnon. The dedicated faculty of the Pamplin College have recommended the students assembled here today for the most varied of degrees ranging from art to social work. I'm delighted and honored to present them for the degrees they have earned.
Anthony Arnold. Prosperity Joy Blair. Danielle Bullock. Grant E. Cawley. Caitlin Virginia Chasen. Katura B. Claytor. Alexandria Denise Coleman. Alexander Charles Elkin. Kayla Floyd. Deja T. Jenneret. Jasmine Shanae Godwin. Larianna Goss. Deborah J. Hadlock. Lauren Raquel Jackson. Caroline Marie Jeffcoat. Lillian Jester. Jalissa Jimenez. Wanaya Janae Johnson. Hannah Bliss Johnston. Susanna Maria Kowalska. Alyssa Brianna Long. Savannah Grace Lucky. Caitlin Marie Miles. Isabella B. Moody. Joshua G. Picklesheimer. Ethan Cole Radke. Cameron Ragland. Parker Ray. Audrey Cadena Richards. Caroline Elizabeth Richards. Caleb Robertson. Carlos Rafael Rodriguez, Jr. Zainab Bassam Sanadiki. Tasneem Sharif. Joseph E. Sloan. Nathaniel James Walters. Kimberlyn Charday Ware. Landon Watson. Tamia L. White. Justin Elijah Williams. Courtney Alicia Wilson. Kelly Nikitas War. Zachary Marin Labreezy. Paula I. Recinos Urizar. Sean Michael Allen. Jordan Blennis Brooks. John V. Cook. Henry P. McCarter. Gracie Jean D. Rolfe. Hannah Samueli. Kendrick Walker. Tani G. Boyd. William J. Harper. Zanita Colleen Adu. Siavion Alexis Barber. Lauren Abria Barber. Travis Joseph Barnes. Inaya Rige Boyd. Jacqueline Elaine Bird. Erin Kathleen Christian. Emerald Coleman. Gabriel Teixeira Correa da Silva. Mahogany Juanita Davis. Leandria C. Detheridge. Shinice Brianna Corshell Doss. Taylor A. Drinkard. Kiana Durham Rogers. Catherine Nicole Earl. Catherine Elms. Ariel Figueroa Ofaril. Chastity Gibbons. Kristen Naomi Hale. Hannah Louise Hintz. Jacramia Richard Jones. Lindsay Cassie. Catherine Melissa Kelly. Alexis Nicole Lanier. Christina McCaslin. Ashley T. McKenzie. Anasia Rakia Montford. Diamond Mosley. Christine Hien Wynn. Valeria C. Sierra. Deasia Simmons. Anita Dalian Singh. Antonio Fernando Smith. Emily Standifer. Heather Elizabeth Story. Cassandra Marie Sweet. Justin Dellin Texan Santos. Holly Bell Thomas. Jermia Lamaria Thurston. Kayla Walker. Harley Denise Williams. Victoria E. Wise.
All right, well, at this point, will the degree candidates from the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences please stand and come forward? The School of Computer and Cyber Sciences, led by Dean Alexander Schwarzmann, was established in 2017 to address critical demands of society in the fields of computing, cybersecurity, and information technology through educational programs and research. The school instills excellence in scholarship and educates a diverse student body on the scientific, engineering, social, and ethical facets of the field. The school cultivates strong research across its computer science, information systems, security, and cyber systems engineering disciplines, and it serves the state, the country, and its public and private sectors through active engagement and outreach. And now, Dean Schwarzmann will present the degree candidates from the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences.
Thank you, Provost MacKinnon. And now, I have the honor on this fine commencement day of presenting to you 9 information technologists, 10 computer scientists, 23 cybersecurity professionals, and 2 engineers, all of whom have been recommended by the faculty for graduation by the faculty of the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences.
Woo.
Roger Bazemore. Brianna A. Campbell. Justin Davis Carney. Ansley Elizabeth Cheatham. Christopher Drenthey. Marcus James Dunn. Sean Michael Edwards. Michael Nevin Ford. Benjamin Alexander Frales. Lutera Denia Folks. Quan Fusel. William Wesley Gabbett. Dylan Govero. Carson P. Klein. Tal Levy. James B. Mick. Logan J. Morrison. Noah Navarre. Martin Navarrete. Andrew Thomas O'Connor. Chase Pfeiffer. Andreana Remy. Bethany J. Sumner. James Alexander Timmons. Vimal Tom Alapat. Brett Williams. Sean Garrett Yohe. Jacob Best. Erica Nicole Gibbons. Minook Jin. Jarrell Trey Mendoza. Spencer Linwood James Robinson. Danielle Crystal Thompson.
Well, before we confer the degrees officially, I also want to recognize 3 deans with us today who do not have any students participating in the ceremony. For our graduates, I'm sure that you have spent much time accessing digital resources or studying in our libraries on campus, which means that you've been around this dean and his team's work. Please join me in thanking our Dean of Libraries, Brad Warren, for being with us today. The second dean I'd like to acknowledge also has no students here today, but don't feel too bad for her because last evening in this place she actually had the most students in our graduate hooding ceremony. Please join me in welcoming Interim Dean of the College of Nursing, Beth Neesmith. And the third and final dean I'd like to recognize is the newest member of the university's leadership team as the founding dean of the proposed new School of Public Health. Please join me in thanking Dr. Teresa Waters for being with us today. Well, I hope you're ready for this. Will all the candidates for all the degrees please rise? So, Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees. They have completed all the requirements and they've been recommended by our faculty for graduation.
By the authority of the state of Georgia, vested in the Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended, admitting you to all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations. Woo! You may be seated. Graduates, you are now part of a legacy like no other as a newly minted alum of Augusta University. It's my pleasure now to welcome Mr. Kyle Scott, President of Augusta University Somerville Alumni Society, to welcome you as new alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Keel. Well, class of 2023, you did it. I graduated 20 years ago yesterday as a winter graduate. So it wasn't that long ago, or at least to me, that I was sitting where you're sitting now. So it is an honor to be able to share this day with you and to be the first to welcome you to our alumni community. Now, I don't know if you know it or not, but when you walked across this stage, you joined an alumni family of over 60,000 strong, not just in the CSRA or Georgia, but the world. Now, while your time here at Augusta University has come to an end, AU will always be a part of your life. As an alum, you have access to events, resources, and programs that will assist you throughout your post-graduation life. Your alumni family is here to support you. We got your back. Supporting Augusta University is more than just giving financially. It's supporting our incredible athletic teams, like our basketball teams and our volleyball teams, and seeing games under the new lights at our baseball diamond and softball diamond. It's staying in touch with your colleges. Your colleges have invested a lot in your education, and they want to hear about your successes, and they want to share their successes with you. So subscribe to their newsletters, follow them on social media. And finally, get involved with your alumni association. I graduated 20 years ago, but I can honestly say that being involved with the Alumni Association helped reconnect and gave me a stronger affinity for an institution that is giving me so much. We would love to connect with you at our alumni events that we hold throughout the year. Congratulations, graduates. Your fellow alums are rooting for you and proud to welcome you to our Jaguar Nation. Go Jags! Now, we got one more order of business to do, so if all of the 2023 graduates will please stand, we have the tassel to turn. As a symbol of your graduation and transition to alumni status, you may now move your tassel from right to left, signifying the completion of your degree. Congratulations.
Thank you. Be seated. Thank you, Mr. Scott. We appreciate that very much. At this time, will Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Miller, Chair of the Augusta University Department of Military Science, and Cadet James Mick, please come forward to conduct the Army Officer's Oath of Office. Ladies and gentlemen, this year we are honoring the achievements of Augusta University's RTC graduate James Mick, who will commission as an officer in the United States Army tomorrow morning. Cadet Mick represents the 40th consecutive class of cadets who have completed their RTC program here at Augusta University. Additionally, Cadet Mick will commission as a cyber officer, representing the 3rd consecutive Augusta University RTC class to commission officers into the U.S. Army Corps Cyber Corps. He will now take the oath of office to begin his career as a United States officer.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, James Mick,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
to support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic, that I bear true faith
that I bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
or
purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Cadet Mick. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Augusta University, I congratulate each of you for successfully completing this phase of your education. We are proud to send you out into the world as a graduate of Augusta University. As we close the ceremony, will you all please stand Ms. Larianna Goss will lead us in the singing of our alma mater, which can be found on page 20 of the commencement program. Immediately following, Justin Goddard will continue our commencement tradition, the ringing of the Arsenal Bell. In the history of our university, the sounds of bells have been used to recognize the beginning and endings of your academic experience. Today, we ring the bell 3 times to celebrate and recognize our newest graduates, our past, our present, and your future as alumni of Augusta University. Go Jags!
In the shade of the mighty oak, we forge our destiny. Through knowledge, truth, and honor, our journey clear to see. We draw upon the courage and guidance of the past. We boldly build our future with friends that everlast. Everlast. Augusta, Augusta, the bell rings for me. Augusta, Augusta, it tells our history. Augusta, Augusta, sounding to the world with vision for the ages. Augusta, we are in.
Congratulations, Augusta University graduates. Go forth and celebrate with your family. This concludes our ceremony.